So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. Still some similar stories from the previous weeks, just ongoing still. A couple of funny anecdotes, but I think we're gonna have a short news show today. Monday and Tuesday started off slow for the video game industry news. Just redundant, regurgitated stuff, the regular marketing articles from all these big name AAA companies and games and stuff. So yeah, I got to filter through all that stuff just to bring you the important stuff. We got some numbers for you today, coming at you from GameIndustry.biz, and take this time to say where I get my news from. I am just one guy who's reacting to news stories. Okay, I don't follow everybody and everything. It would be impossible. The number of developers and publishers and indies and games and and corporations involved is just too much. I do my best by having all that news that I can follow filtered to my private feed. So I follow the video gaming industry from a handful of news outlets. Some of these new outlets are like multimedia. They have news. They don't cover just video game industry news. They cover news from all other types of industries and whatever's going on in the world. And I have to go to all these outlets just to get the news stories. And when you see the same story at multiple places, you know that's there's some legitimacy to it. But there's also some stories that are only covered by one outlet, and that's the stories you gotta be careful to make sure it's not some AI generated marketing crap. And because some of them are really good. You're like, oh no, they got me. It was just a marketing article. I almost put this on my news show because when I started my news show back in the day, I got victimized by some of these marketing articles. I got into the article while I was live. I'm like, oh, fuck, bro. So that's why I quit doing my news scroll live, because of all those bullshit articles and marketing crap that exist. But these news outlets, they got to pay the bills. So they pay the bills by writing marketing pieces. The ones that are legit, they'll have like this outlet right here is really good. Very top, it'll say this is a paid promotional piece. It'll say it right at the fucking top. This is also the most unbiased place. So let's give you numbers. Basically, analysts Q1 2026 revenue figures show there is still demand for compelling single-player video games. So this is nothing but a list of all the major companies and the successes of their single-player games recently. And we talk about how Resident Evil Requiem made Capcom a lot of money earlier this year. Crimson Desert fucking killing it for Pearl Abyss. And so that's basically what this thing is. It goes on and breaks down. Every paragraph talks about a successful single-player game and how much money it made for its company, whether it be a AAA company or whatever. Every one of these. All the big ones from the past year were mentioned in here. Even Embracer. Embracer saw a 35% decline in gaming content revenue while Sega was... Okay, not everybody was up. Let me repurpose that. So the winners that this article is highlighting, Tencent and their rival NetEase were killing it this year. Yeah, but Capcom Pearl Abyss really shook up the store with their, especially Pearl Abyss, because they're kind of like an indie. Well, they were. I always viewed them as, even though they're not. Yeah, so the losers, I guess. Ubisoft experienced substantial 48.8% reduction. Embracer, 35% decline. We're going to talk about Ubisoft today. Xbox, where's Xbox? Xbox didn't do too well either. Where's the Xbox numbers? There we go. Tencent. Microsoft breaking even, Apple breaking even, NetEase, a little bit of profit. Sony, Electronic Arts, yeah. Nintendo and Roblox taking not as much as everybody else, but they're up there. Those are some important talk about because we're getting right into some conversation about Xbox and Ubisoft immediately. So I wanted to show you some of these numbers from GameIndustry.biz. This is, of course, is from S&P Global Market Intelligence for North America. This is basically North American Q26 revenue. You'll see me talk about these different articles from the same news outlets. There'll be similar ones coming from like the European Union or just, Australia or just the UK itself and Germany itself are big markets. New Zealand, we'll see stuff coming straight just about New Zealand and some of these up and coming emerging markets. And so this is just from the S&P Global Market Intelligence. But basically it's S&P, so it's kind of geared towards, North American. But we're saying that to say this. Xbox is going to lay off people, bro. What? Yes. This has been in the news all week. All kinds of opinion pieces and reactions from everybody, all the big outlets. Eurogamer, IGN, Games Radar, Game Rant, Game Informer. Xbox reportedly planning more layoffs as CEO calls for Xbox reset. Sources suggest the cuts will likely come as Microsoft ties up its fiscal year. So, Asha Sharma and this isn't Matt Booty. Who is this? This is man. When you got a name like Booty, nobody forgets you. So yeah, this is the other head Microsoft guy. What's his name? Xbox reportedly planning significant layoffs in July. So Microsoft didn't say this. This is just an analyst. This is taken from an analyst. So Microsoft made this announcement, and an analyst dissected it, and the analyst is predicting that Microsoft will make layoffs because of their rhetoric in it. So, but we'll see over the next 100 days, or when the fiscal year wraps up. After the fiscal year, that's when they're expecting it, because that's normally when you see the layoffs happen anyways, but everybody is around the fiscal year. Major Xbox layoffs reportedly on the way. Report Xbox preparing significant layoffs. Xbox Studio shutdowns and ad-funded subscriptions likely after Asha Sharma's stark reset warning. Yeah, her basically announcement said, yeah, I'm resetting things. Xbox will try and do more exclusives once the business is healthy, she says. Xbox CEO teases radically different business models. Okay, so I read it. I actually read it. And since some of these opinions were all over the place, let me summarize. And it wasn't just her who wrote it. It was a statement by her and that picture of that other guy. I can't even get what the fuck his name is, man. Basically, the rhetoric hinted at the layoffs. It didn't specifically say at the rate. It said reset. She was really harping on how many type of contractors and subcontractors and non-in-house deals and people they have to rely upon for their product. And she goes, that's not really a Microsoft product if we're paying contractors to make this shit. So what she's doing is when she says reset, she's bringing everything back in-house. Everything's going to be done in-house. No more absorbing an independent company and it be made by so-and-so under Microsoft. It's just going to be fucking Xbox Studios and Xbox this and Xbox that. No more blah, blah, blah. One of the things they started off with is they're re-releasing Halo. Yeah. They're releasing the Halo campaign with some new the single player story part campaign, not the multiplayer. There's no multiplayer, big, huge multiplayer PvP. That is not what's in this. It's the re-release of Halo. What are they calling it? Something. Whatever. So, because they own the IP of the original Halo, they own the game. So the controls are a little bit different from what I hear, and the 3 more single-player stories are added, or chapters or something like that. And there is no multiplayer PvP. So they're bringing Halo back. Their newest game coming out, the next Gears of War, is going to be an Xbox exclusive. They're going towards some more exclusive stuff and bringing things in-house. Basically, they're doing what a lot of other people do, and they're retreating back into their successful old-school brand names and IPs that have sold, and retreating back to console exclusives like PlayStation is doing. And we heard that Xbox may do this. I mean, and even this guy who predicted that, based on the Reddit, that they're going to lay off, he predicts that it's not going to just be Xbox. It's going to be just Microsoft now, as it becomes closer absorbed into not its own type of standalone gaming division, but back to how the gaming division used to be back in the day, like 20 years ago. It was actually Microsoft games, Microsoft this, not Xbox games. They were all Microsoft games. That's what they were called. Like the original, I think, BattleTech MechWarrior game, MechWarrior 4 Vengeance and shit. I think those were Microsoft games. Microsoft Publishing, yeah. And I think that's what's happening here. So while they're saying, she also talked about the Blizzard acquisition, the Blizzard Activision acquisition. Actually, it's called Blizzard Activision King. That was the part of, that's what had to happen for the acquisition to go through. They had to break Blizzard up, technically. The publishing arm of Blizzard went somewhere else. I think Ubisoft bought that. And all the name titles and the games and the IPs went under the company called Blizzard Activision King, and that went to Microsoft Xbox. So they haven't laid off yet, but they're reporting to be laying off, shutting down a couple of studios, bringing things back in under their umbrella and not relying upon. See, Microsoft got, you heard me talk about last week of the FOMO created by when Lars went around and started buying all these companies up. Everybody's like, what's this dude doing? Xbox got caught up in that too. They went and bought up these independent studios thinking they would fucking profit, you know. It's like going and starting Mixer or buying Mixer. It's just, you know, just not smart people at the helm. Just out of touch with what's going on the ground. So she's going to make some serious cuts. She means business. She's on her watch. She is not going to fucking drop the ball, bro. Just heads will roll. Cuts will be made. Cuts will be made. We'll see what happens if people actually get laid off. Over at Ubisoft. That's right. Ubisoft laying off too. We just talked about this article reported by the S&P Global numbers, how Ubisoft, yeah, Ubisoft are reportedly laying off up to 387. They've been slowly, okay, these are people who own Assassin's Creed. All right? And as someone who watches the news, Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft has a huge marketing budget. Just fire your marketing department, or just not spend so much money on it. I mean, save me from looking at the same fucking story about Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed in my news feed from every major news outfit. It's just so much every fucking day. Yeah, maybe make some cuts there, Ubisoft. Ubisoft is reportedly closing 2 studios and restructuring another. Damn. San Francisco office impacted by current round of cuts. Shuts down 2 studios, lays off staff. Let's we'll check out the Game Informer take. See what they say. Ubisoft has announced new wave of organizational restructuring resulting in closures. Let me see. So the 2 closures that were announced, and the third one, the San Francisco, was like a follow-up that was like, wait a minute. Ubisoft Winnipeg opened. Okay, so Winnipeg got closed down. And served support for titles such as Rainbow Six Mobile, Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, reportedly. So what they're doing is they're restructuring everything that has to do with Rainbow Six, anything, into one location. They're laying off the mobile people that were at that location. Additionally, layoffs have been announced at Barcelona, 51 employees, and San Francisco. The publisher also announced plans to restructure the Barcelona studio to focus on Rainbow Six projects in total. Rainbow Six projects only. In total, Ubisoft's internal message states up to 380 employees. In the past 2 years, Ubisoft has shuttered studios in Leamington and Halifax and disbanded the internal team responsible for the well-received Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. Yeah, this is another company that overextended itself. They reacted to the numbers from the bubble. They reacted to FOMO, and they overextended. And everything that they basically absorbed, they don't have anymore. And they don't even do that. They have less than what they started with. You know, you don't have to be smart to have lots of money. You don't have to be smart to command lots of money, man. You just got to be a donkey. And the sad result is people with families to feed suffer the consequences. The guys at the head of the corporate tables aren't suffering the consequences. Hell no. You think their pocketbooks and bank accounts are going to be the ones suffering? No, they'll fire 380 people with fucking families. So that's just not 380 people. There's a multiplier behind that. Times that by the average family size. They say it's probably like 3. The average family size is 3. So 380 times 3. That's how many people are fucking being suffered. So when we talk about layoffs, and I make a big deal about layoffs, that's what I'm talking about. It's not just the individual staff. Because you act like game developers are killing. No, they're not. Not every employee is a Valve employee and gets Valve play. Nobody in the industry gets Valve. No employee for any company gets the type of pay a Valve employee does. That's just a fact. Valve doesn't have shareholders and stockholders to give money to. They don't have those to answer to. When you have a shareholders and you're a corporation like that, when you're a public corporation, you have to pay shareholders dividends and stuff. If you're a private corporation, you can just pay your employees, bro. Why not? They're the ones doing all the fucking work. They're the ones doing all the fucking work. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do what Valve does. That's why Valve catches so much heat, because it makes so much profit by doing the right thing. Amazing. Let's talk about a shitty company right here. GameIndustry.biz, my old reliable. Why the $55 billion acquisition of Electronic Arts isn't your usual leverage buyout. Yeah, bro, this is the stupidest fucking thing. And it makes me think there's something else going on. Games and finance industry experts weigh in on how EA might change its business with an extra $20 billion of debt. Basically, some Saudi multi-company conglomerate wants to buy Electronic Arts. But Electronic Arts has a lot of debt associated with it. So for them to buy Electronic Arts means they have to take on Electronic Arts debt. And they are willing to do it, apparently. Why would you want to do that? Which means moving forward, that all your profit has to go to paying off the debt. Not employee bonuses. Not better working conditions. It all goes towards maintaining the fucking debt. They will take on an extra $20 million in debt, bro. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Something's up somewhere. Anyways, So yeah, back to electronic arts, and you got to be careful with electronic arts. If you're a news outlet, so the news outlet that I used to follow that I loved that did just video gaming industry news was called The Know. They were a YouTube channel. So it was a beautifully articulated. They were gamers. I loved the aesthetics. Everything was great. They had a lot of different gamers and different variety of people involved with video gaming. And what they did was they showed Electronic Arts shut them down for showing like some footage of their video game, one of their video games. Yeah, they can do that. If you play Battlefield and Electronic Arts doesn't like you, they can shut you down. While it's not a popular thing to do in the industry, because nobody does it. No one has ever done it. Electronic Arts is the only people that have ever done it. So if you piss somebody off, they can just shut you down. That's right. If you like Albion Online and you're streaming all the time, they can fucking shut you down. If you have videos on YouTube, they can shut you down. While it's like an unspoken precedent to not do so, they can legally shut you down, bro, and have you remove that stuff. Yeah. Content creators or streamers that base their content on other people's content and creations, you can get shut down very easily, and Electronic Arts did it. Yes. So fuck Electronic Arts. And so now that this Saudi conglomerate, these three companies, the PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners, why would you take on this much debt? Well, they're trying to make it look like they're more of a wholesome type of company by spreading out into other industries instead of just being goddamn oil and gas bitches and controlling the world through that. With the increase of electric cars and solar this and that, the reliance upon their product is, I guess, dwindling. That's my assumption. And so, yeah, or maybe the people cooking their books just need something else to put that laundered money into from all the illicit activities they're also involved with. I don't know. Maybe that's how they're going to pay off the debt with illicit. I don't fucking know. So yeah, it's an interesting story. What's this one about? Oh yeah. ESA warns no fakes act. Fails to distinguish between deep fakes and digital replicas used in video games. Proposed bill poses a... Okay, so the ESA saw the jargon and the verbiage for the bill, and they're like, listen, you guys got a great idea. Your intentions are very noble, but if you look at this exact wording, someone could take this and run with it and manipulate it because there are so many loopholes here. You could actually take down legitimate games based upon the loopholes that exist. Yeah, it could... You would create just like this whole litigation nightmare as video games would get wrongly shut down on accident, and then these game companies and developers and publishers having to spend the time, effort, and money just... And then the legal entity that has to deal with them on that side too. That time and effort, and just clog up the legal system on that end with this shit that's what this guy's saying. He's like, listen, you're going to create a whole bunch of problems and wasted time for everybody on both sides if you don't fix these loopholes. Well, I agree with your intent of this law to protect, so to differentiate AI crap from whatever, to not make AI replicas of stuff. But AI is used in some of these things that you're talking about, and we don't want your tools to accidentally tag them as slop, because that's the wave of the future now. I mean, we're using AI, just whether you like it or not, it's here. So that's what this guy's the ESA is saying. This we said we've read it, and this jargon ain't jiving. Yep. So I thought that was very important. Someone's out there looking for you. The Entertainment Software Association looking out for you, man. Because this could get passed, and then next week, fucking you can't play fucking Fart Night anymore because of some AI slop, blah 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 detection. Because some Fart Night skin represents some other IP somewhere, so shut it down. Yeah, that's what it's talking about. Let me be specific. Nintendo and Palworld still going at it, but Nintendo's losing traction. Nintendo Palworld lawsuit has zero chance at more than chump change, experts say. This chump change is around $30,000 after this long, drawn-out, extended legal battle. So the initial response to Nintendo's lawsuit against Palworld made changes. So the same lawsuit that's still ongoing, the initial lawsuit, as a result of the lawsuit starting, Palworld did make changes. So now, because of these changes, this lawsuit is pointless. Absolutely pointless. There's no reason to keep going anymore. Now, these changes they made were subtle enough to still maintain what the game is supposed to be, but also not exactly replicate throwing Pokeballs to catch monsters and spawn monsters or your creatures or pets. So yeah, Palworld is winning that one, and Nintendo is losing. Wasted time and money. But hey, you know what? Palworld wouldn't have made the changes either had the lawsuit never started, so. Woo, Square Enix games are permanently shutting down. 4 Square Enix games, not Square Enix, of course not. What games are they closing down? They're closing down some Kingdom Hearts games, that's right. And they're catching a lot of heat for it. These donkeys. So, these guys had announced like a Kingdom Hearts package deal remake coming out, right? And then soon after that, they announced they're closing down all the other Kingdom Hearts games. And if you want to play all these Kingdom Hearts games, if you already been playing that you already own, you're going to have to buy them again. That's right. These motherfuckers got to pull a Blizzard. They basically had their game, called it Overwatch 2, and resold it. Fucking it's the same thing. They're doing the same thing. And there's other games within that too. They just repackage it, put a number on the end of it, and sell it again. And that's some fucking corporate ass bullshit. Fucking you greedy fuckers. I hope nobody buys your fucking game and that your children go hungry. Jesus fucking Christ. They already own the game. They pull the game so you can't play them. Where's the stop killing games people at? Where's the stop killing games people at? Well, technically, we didn't kill the games. We just made you buy it again. What? 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 Yes. And all the people that are like for it, they're like, that's right. That's right. Nobody's for it. Nobody is for it. Nobody likes this. Moving right along. Valve and their ongoing battle with apparently their gift cards. That's right. Valve won't let retailers stock physical Steam gift cards anymore because scammers have adapted to whatever security measures they have tried. Steam phasing out physical gift cards over scam concerns. Physicals, yeah. So basically, this is a battle Valve has been fighting for a long time. Just because everybody else has a gift card and everybody has a fucking goddamn gift card kiosk. And then it is evolved into like digital gift cards. They said the only reason why they had physical gift cards because there's an industry for it. There's a market for it. And a lot of people like in third world countries and stuff, it was a great way to get them involved and exposed to Steam. But at this point, it's just not worth it. I guess the time and effort that they have to put into continually adapting to the methods that scammers, it's just an industry gift card problem industry-wide, just not with Steam gift cards, and they just don't want to deal with it anymore. They've tried everything, and so they're phasing it out because it's just not worth it. Moving right along. All right, talking about some games, getting some game talk, little game talk. And here's a interesting story from a fucking idiot. All right. I don't know what to think about this moron. I do not know what to think about this moron. We made a series of mistakes GOG apologizes for emailing Nazi symbols to people in newsletter about Slavic fantasy game. Said game's developers hope the situation will make people more aware of history. Wow. Are you really going to be that way? You're going to be that stupid fucking idiot to make us think that you use Nazi propaganda visuals and symbolism. So this motherfucker integrated this into his game's marketing and promotional material, Nazi symbolism, and you have fucking Nazi skinhead dumb fucks will say, well, I'm just trying to make people aware of their roots. It wasn't originally a Nazi symbol. It was an old Native American symbol that made peace, love, and anal sex or some bullshit. They always say that. It's the same goddamn line. This motherfucker crossed the line and used it as part of his media campaign and put it in emails and all over his goddamn game. Yes! What? And then was surprised that people were mad about it. People aren't stupid, you motherfucker. So yeah, we made a series of mistakes. We're going to spend some time on this one. This idiot here. Retro-focused game sellers GOG have apologized after sending out a newsletter featuring runes, which have long served as Nazi symbols. The symbols appeared in the subject for an email promoting The End of the Sun, a game, an adventure game about Slavic fire mage who also dabbled in time manipulation. I just trying to bring awareness that these aren't Nazi symbols. Listen. By this point in time in history, they're Nazi symbols. I don't care how they started. It's like the etymology of words and how the etymology of words evolved and the usage of words evolve and change. Their meanings change. They become something else. Nobody's fucking dumb enough to think that you actually think that we all gonna buy that line of shit, you idiot. Fuck you and your game. You just fucking nailed in the coffin for yourself. I mean, I can't believe you thought you could get away with that. And the same old rhetoric, jargon that fucking Nazi propagandists have been spewing for years to try to ease it in. Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. Don't breed. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's not a laughing matter. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Yeah, I had to. That's like Donkey of the Day right there, man. Hey, Fable, a Fable remake? No, not a Fable remake. They're calling it a Fable reset. A Fable reset. If you were a fan of the franchise, I had to go look it up because I honestly had never heard of Fable, nor did I know how popular it was. I mean, maybe I heard about it, but I wasn't, smash hit. MMORPG type game. And what they're doing is, and there's a lot of games doing this, where they're like doing resets to their stories and like in the timeline and the lore of their story that you may be familiar with their old game. This actually occurs well before that. So and that's what they're doing here. This happens like thousands of years before the story that you're familiar with in the original game. And it looks like this is going to be shaping up to be a really good game. It has a lot of over 1,000 unique NPCs with AI integration to make your interactions with them unique based upon their programming. I mean, each player they interact with is going to be unique because every human is unique, supposedly. There's a lot of life sim mechanics in the game. Beside it being an MMORPG, there is a lot of life sim mechanics in the game regarding occupations, trades, relationships, marriage. They don't show sex, but they hint that it does happen. They did it very well and tastefully. Yeah, man, people are like raging about it. All right, which rock paper shotgun? Who are we gonna get? Game Informer, Eurogamer. Lord help me. Fable's behind-the-scene closed-doors demo has got me very excited. Yeah, it looked good. It wouldn't be Fable Preview if it wasn't at least a little bit weary of encouraging you to get your hopes up. But forgive me, I'm going to. I've seen a good half hour. Okay. The demo held behind closed doors immediately after Xbox's big summer showcase was led by Playground's 2 associate directors. So, while we heard recently Xbox doing like console exclusives, this is going to be on PC. Fable's going to be on PC, guys. All right? It's not just going to be an Xbox exclusive. The demo held behind closed doors immediately after Xbox's Big Summer Showcase was led by Playground's 2 associate directors. Litter playing as he opened up with a description of Fable as being a game within a game. When he referenced the life sim mechanics and the social sim and economic sim mechanics of this MMORPG. A new Fable team hadn't spoken to him at all for the project. Okay. Where was that? I never saved the quotes. I'm terrible about saving the quotes. As for the demo itself, the focus here was on the concept of building an extraordinary life in the game, which, unless, where is it? Is this like an AI? When I see stuff like this, I mean, it's like AI created. Humans don't do this. This is AI does that shit. This is an AI created thing. AI does this. Which, unless the key designer Pillar Powers teams, I mean, you usually put a comma there to break it up. Means a demonstration of many interlocking interpersonal systems you can find. Yeah, there's a lot of games with deep dynamic components that been coming out lately that people have been finding overwhelming, though. Where Winds Meet. A lot of similar interconnecting dynamics and sim type of stuff going on. Not as in depth as this. Crimson Desert, the same way. Oh man, it's so overwhelming. There's so much to do. I can spend. That's why a lot of people in Crimson Desert were saying they spent like 200 hours just in the starter area because there's just so much to do and learn and figure out in the starter area. Fables can be that kind of game. Yeah, nobody had anything bad to say about the preview. Nobody actually played it, but it was like I said, it was a preview by the developers. So yeah, looking forward to see if it does well as, where Winds Meet. We'll smash it. Crimson Desert, still going strong. Developers planning updates, still going strong. We'll see. All right. Gears of War E-Day, Xbox exclusive. That's right. I normally don't talk about exclusives, but I had to do an AI search to find out because, yeah, it's going to be an Xbox exclusive. Maybe they'll let it onto PC when it comes out, and this is a PC video gaming show. But I had to talk about this because we talked about some of these Xbox numbers earlier today. And this big conversation about Xbox and their layoffs. And we talked about how this is going to be one of their exclusives that they talk about they're doing. Is Gears of War. This really should have been a follow-up tour about the Xbox layoffs. So yeah, Gears of War E-Day coming out. If anybody who's been following video games for a long time, Gears of War was like a very, very old game, an old franchise back when Mech Warrior franchise was popular. Mech Warrior 4, Vengeance, and Mercenaries. Gears of War was right there going on right beside it. From Gears of War to Guild Wars. All right, we heard Guild Wars announced last week. And I had to go do some AI research on Guild Wars and exactly what was going on with the new version. Because it's a slight deviation from the popular one that's been going on. Yeah, there's still people playing Guild Wars 2 today, and for a reason. And so what they were saying is they want to do more of the same going on to Guild Wars 3, but a little bit different iteration. And one of the things that Guild Wars fans, I didn't know this about Guild Wars 2, is it's not really a game with linear progression, and it's a game, and they're going to do this with Guild Wars 3. You buy it once and get access to the game. There's not going to be battle passes or anything like that. You don't have to worry about taking developers self-describe the game as we're that second game you like to go play. They're not afraid to say that. That game you want to go play and chill out casually on and not have to worry about being married to and not have FOMO over that you're going to miss something. That's us. That's Gears of War. And it's kind of like what I'm doing with Albion Online and why I'm playing Albion Online. Albion Online is not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. There may be changes to make balances to weapons or this and that I'm finding out, but Guild Wars doesn't have that problem. If you played 10 years ago and your favorite weapon is a XYZ Astral Mace or some shit, whatever it is, it's still viable today. So that's what this article went into. Here's why people love it. We know now when Guild Wars 3 takes place. Yeah. But even 20 years after the series began, it doesn't sound like we will see an actual story Guild War. Yeah. So this new iteration of Guild Wars takes place before Guild Wars, before the guilds actually war against each other. Yeah. They're actually... The whole name of the game doesn't even actually exist in Guild Wars. Yes. Yep. Doesn't even... That's what they were saying. It's Guild Wars 3, but the Guild Wars that Guild Wars is known for doesn't take place. So that's the change that you will be encountering. Halo. That's right. We talked about Halo. Another related Xbox layoff story. I went into Halo Campaign Evolved. That's what Xbox has called it. Halo Campaign Evolved. And I explained it pretty specifically. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Halo Campaign Evolved, $200 collector's edition, sold out. Yes. What? Yes. Why? So I already talked about it. I already talked about how people are raging about it. I already talked about that earlier. But I'm using this as an intro to the next story. Destiny 2. Bungie. Marathon. Hot on everybody's minds. So, Destiny 2 had audacity of releasing an update right after they announced that they're shutting down. We're shutting our game down. This is our last update. What the fuck happened, though? You know what happened? Just what Bungie needed. Marathon Season 2 woes continue as in-game mode Cryo Archive is disabled after revives. Yeah. A lot of frustrated Marathon players. But Destiny 2 shoots to the top of Steam's top sellers. What? As fans of the MMO jump in for the final update, hoping Sony and Bungie might change course. What we see here, it's not that we don't like it. We're just unhappy with what the developers have done and how they keep on doing these things, and how we understand now that the motives behind these were because of your corporate overlords putting the squeeze on you. We understand that Sony's putting the squeeze on you. But Bungie, we also realize that you originally sold to Sony because you were already having problems. You were already having trouble. You were already making bad decisions. So it's hard for us to differentiate. We loved your game. And we're here to tell you we love your game and that we want Destiny 3. But we want changes. We want changes. The only way to keep Bungie alive is to support Marathon, is what they're saying. They're like, if you really want Destiny 3, if you guys really want that, we need to pay the bills, bro. We need to pay the bills. And they're like, well, fucking quit fucking it up. Quit fucking it up. You fucking up every update. There isn't anything you've done right. Bungie, you haven't done anything right regarding any of your games in so long. You have a long paper trail, an archived historical database of references for me to look up of all the stupid fucking things that you have done to fucking capitalize on your player base and your customers. So boo on you. You know? Look what your players are doing. Look what they've coming. Look what your loyal customers are doing to you to show you how much they support you. What are you going to do? What's your next move, Bungie? Are you going to continue shitting on your customers? What's your next move? Yeah. This is like a little hump for them right now. And I predict that Sony don't give a fuck who you are. They don't care if you're a 10-year-old vet in the industry. They'll fucking can you, bro. They've been doing it all year. Shutting companies down. Blue Horizon, remember? Shut them down. Reputable, recognized developers, and they fired them. What you gonna do now, Bungie? You gonna keep on shitting on your customers? You can keep on letting Sony tell you what to do? Yeah. So we're getting through the news pretty quick here. We hear about at the hour mark, video game industry news chat and reacts weekly recap show. We got through it pretty fast, and we're gonna wrap up the last story. When I saw the title of this, I thought someone's neighbor got mad and tried to shoot him for screaming at 3 a.m. while they're playing video games. That wasn't the case. PC saves gamer's life from stray bullet. Apparently, the neighbor's gun went off in an apartment, went through the wall, and this guy's computer caught a stray. Shattered glass across the whole apartment. When I first saw the headline, I thought it was because the guy was like up at night playing videos, being a loud, obnoxious, fucking toxic fuck. No, he was in bed sleeping. The neighbor's dog accidentally triggered the gun to go off? What? Yes. What? I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Yes. How do you have your gun in a place, or how is it even so sensitive that the dog can set the trigger off? Because you can put extra sensitive things on triggers to have them like do reactive type of thing on automatic weapons. What? Yeah, man. I thought that was funny. I'm glad the guy's okay. He's okay. He said the glass was shattered in the powder all across his apartment. Took him 3 days to clean up. Called the cops, blah, blah, blah. Yes. Yes. Well, that's it. That's it for the video game industry news chat react show. If you've been watching, I appreciate. I like doing my video game industry news live because I want people to participate. If you like video game industry news or if it's not something you follow, it doesn't take too long to get through it. And if you have opinions or something, or your reaction is different, feel free to speak up. I mean, I'm a surly individual, but I'm not going to call you out to be like a fucktard because your opinion is different, unless it's just stupid. But even if you want to get stupid live on chat, we can get stupid too. I'm serious, bro. I'll get stupid with you. We can do that. We can do that.